welcome.
Thank you. I'm stoked to be here today.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your background first.
Yeah,
Let's start with that.
I was going to say, it's funny that I am here today because 10 years ago, I was working for Meta in San Francisco when they had just acquired Oculus. So Oculus, a VR company, and they brought in artists and directors to figure out what to do with this technology. They had this amazing tool, and they were like, okay, let's put it in the hands of artists and hope for the best. Jump forward a few more years, and then it was, oh, cool, okay, well, we did the VR thing, then there's AR, then NFTs, and I was like consulting Queensland's Gallery of Art, whether they should have an entire like NFT gallery collection as part of that. During this, I worked in the screen industry, and I had an animated series, and this was when like Image Gen popped up, and I was like, oh, and this like shocking human experience happened when I generated an image for the first time, and it was chills, it was like, oh my God, the thing that I saw in my head for the last however many years has just been brought to life like that. And that kind of awoke everything paused, and I was like, AI is the thing. It's the thing for the creative industries. And as a creative, it felt like just a tool that I would have like fantasized about as a kid, you know? It's like, if only you could see what I can see, and instantly with speed. And then Leonardo popped up, and we're just so lucky as an Australian audience. Like, we have so much talent in this country, and I'm so excited to see Canva has, caught a hold of that.
So, back then when you had your first interaction and you had all that positivity and enthusiasm about it, you were probably the exception rather than the rule, right?
Oh, it was fear. It was for real. It was fear as well. But fear not for... It was just shock. It was absolute shock that everything that I could see was in front of me. I have a 3-year design degree, right? 3-year design degree where you have to play around on tools, you spend 10 hours in Illustrator hoping for the best, hoping to get this thing out there, and then all of a sudden my words were images, and I'm a screenwriter, so it's like, that's literally what I do, is I use words to articulate what I'm trying to see. And this seamlessness was magnificent. I think being in the creative industries gives, it's just been such a beautiful way to have almost permission to say, like, honestly, guys, this tool is for us. Like, we've done the hard yards. I've done it for 10 years, Being an artist and being creative, you're always, trying to work with the bare minimum resources. You're always begging for funding to try and get this creative project just even 2% more forward, right? And now we're living in this era of AI where I can have an idea and I can bring it to life. I can get a team of maybe 4 of my mates, and all of a sudden we have a pilot that we can actually distribute on platforms to audience. Like, it's an unbelievable time when I think about access to opportunity. And we did oh my gosh, what was it called? Earlier this year, International Women's Day, I found 50 female artists who are just women artists who are doing just amazing things with AI. And what was so interesting is these creators that previously did not have access to either time for tertiary training, like doing 3D assets, for example, incredibly laborious task, and all of a sudden now we can be making assets within an afternoon. So it's really changed the game of the tools are in everybody's hands now, which has just been really exciting to see. We have like over 30 million users at Leo across like 180 different countries. You've got every single vertical, right? You've got advertising, marketing, media, you've got animation, you've got fashion, you've got makeup artists who are doing like awesome stuff with these tools. And I think it's just such an exciting time that everybody's kind of been trying to unleash this creativity within out to the masses.
And Leonardo started out as a game design studio, right?
Yes. Yeah, so founded by, the boys used to run a game studio, and JJ, our founder, you're making, I don't know if anyone's made a game before, like, the thing is, it is arduous, and it takes so much time, and when you're talking about a small studio, like, you're down to the pennies on making these games. And he realized that using AI would be able to take from making like 1 asset, all of a sudden he's making 300 assets at speed, at scale. And the creativity was able to then be put into things that actually were valuable, to increasing the story or being more strategic with the marketing, rather than someone tangibly making 300 of the repeated assets with mild variation. And so they ran that out through the game studio, and then was like, okay, what other verticals are there? What other avenues can benefit from these tools? And the rapid adoption of generative capabilities is evidence of how beneficial these tools are. Things that change the world overnight it's for a reason. It's the same thing as the internet. I really do feel that AI is the same as the birth of the internet. Like we were saying off stage earlier, people talk about artificial intelligence, when I would argue strongly that we're about to head into the next era of human intelligence. This is a level of human intelligence that we couldn't have even fathomed. Sci-fi writers were pitching this stuff 50 years ago, and now I'm sitting here every single day where we just we riff ideas, futurists, that's what we do. We guess at what could come next. And the insane thing is, the things that I'm saying aren't insane. The things that I'm saying are that could work. Yeah. That could happen for sure.
Let's take it back to the creative workflows. Yeah. How do you, we've all heard the theory, and we've all seen the basic tools, and we've all had interactions with various chat agents. But that feels subscale, right? How does it fit into an industrial process? How does it feed into, say, inspiration to start with?
Yeah, definitely. So, do you want to start with the video? We'll start with the video, and then we can go from there.
So we're going to do some product demos.
Awesome.
Not
so
live,
this is one of our super early tools. This is called Real-Time Canvas. This is a doodle pad. You sketch and doodle. So, if you're someone who likes illustrating, all of a sudden you're just doing little doodles, and instantly, AI is keeping up to speed and, helping you fill in the blanks to be able to make these beautiful images. Now, if you have kids, it's so fun to watch them play with this thing. It's awesome. But if you're a professional, when we talk about composition and being able to have creative control over an outcome, it's very important for me to have control over a composition. And when you're typing into a chatbot and being like, make a giraffe ride a bicycle kind of thing, there isn't that level of control that you require if I'm working for an ad agency or I'm a designer who wants specific outcomes. So these tools are really fun for early stage ideating, all the way through to having creative control over the specific outcome. Now, this is just one playful little tool, but we work with massive creative professional workflows. So for example, the Emmys, I taught the Emmys last year. So I've been teaching Hollywood how to use AI. And what's hilarious is I spent years begging somebody to read my script. And now, you're standing in a room being like, this is how Hollywood's changing. This is the new era of cinema. This is how we make films. And it's been awesome to see the shift in attitude specifically. I think last year or even the year before, there was a lot of fear. There was a lot of confusion. But what people have realized is we're working with these things. We're using these tools. We're directing these tools. It's truly like us having a conversation and being like, what do you reckon about this, JJ? It's been really fun.
And this is a still image, right? But you've also, I think we've got some
we
video
can add
creation
motion.
assets.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, let's keep going. Keep playing for some of our other elements. So this is a really important workflow that we've recently added, which is LoRa's. For people who are professionals, it's called a LoRa. On platform, we call them elements. And with 8 photos from my Facebook, from my Instagram, these are just low, shitty photos from my Instagram, we're able to go and create an element of me. So this is my digital twin. We use her all the time for advertising and marketing campaigns. And I can go and do whatever it is that I want. So we go, chuck me on, and we're hanging out with giraffes. We're having a safari over here. But what's absolutely awesome about these tools is, I can be put into any scenes doing anything that we want and playing around with that. We can constantly change my hair, we can change my outfits, we can change the giraffe, we can go through these amazing experiences, and this is something that's readily available to everybody in this room right now. So these aren't inaccessible tools. These are today. And H&M, I don't know if you guys saw that campaign recently. They worked with their fashion models, and the fashion model gave permission for their use, and then H&M trained a whole bunch of models on their faces, and bang, all of a sudden, a production that previously would have cost $500,000, literally paying insurance for a necklace. Now, they can just bang model, bang environment, bang. And what's cooler about that is the personalization with advertising and the ability for, if you're on LinkedIn, everyone calls it fluid. It's like AI is fluid. It's the ability to constantly be able to tweak and personalize depending on who's responding to that information. So, if I'm marketing towards you, instantly that ad or that image can be fed to your personal preferences. If you're similarly to what Netflix have been doing for years with personalized assets. So if you go to watch a movie, the image looks different depending on what your viewing preferences are. But you just think about that at mass scale for advertising, marketing, socials, but beyond that, it's like the richness of story, and that's what I get excited about. It's like, awesome, now people get to be immersed and see themselves in ways that they have absolutely never seen themselves. And this is what I love, the diverse experiences are coming to light. Yeah. We did a Christmas campaign. Oh yeah, I love this.
Hey!
Yeah, no, please.
There's a video,
oh my God, I love this.
I think everyone in this room knows the level of personalization that we can do today. But if you can't personalize the assets, what's the point?
That's the point.
So
I made this in 5 minutes, under literally less than 5 minutes, and it's hilarious that this is where we're at today. So you just think I always try to think 6 months ahead minimum, and that we have this feasibility. So we brought motion to platform recently. I was saying to Jason off stage, last year was 2024 was photorealism. 2025 is video, it's motion, and it is happening fast, like really, really fast. And so we've been bringing in whichever is the best model, bang, bring it to platform, because we want to make sure that users are being able to access these just incredible models on the back end. For those who don't particularly familiar with Leo, we're a content suite. And so what I mean by that is you've got image gen, you've got upscaling, which just means high definition stuff, you've got motion capabilities. And what's rad about these kind of like motion tools is previously, I always say old school vintage prompting, it's literally 6 months ago, but you used to have to be, name a specific camera shot. You'd be like a wide angle with a pan, and use terminology. Whereas now, with a UI or interface like Leo, you can jump on, literally visually just see the thing and be like, oh yeah, I like it when the camera does that. Bang, you've got that. And so we're trying to eliminate this need for deep knowledge on things, and I think that's what's going to be changing. Is we're trying to get to a point where it doesn't matter if you've gone to school for 4 years for a postgraduate degree. What matters is, are you trying to achieve the outcome that you want, and how can you get to that outcome in a way that everybody can express themselves in the best way possible? So I'm just so hyped by tools like this. It's been interesting seeing in just celebrity culture really clue on to this AI stuff. Snoop Dogg released a sick music video recently. I totally recommend to watch it. But that thing was made using AI, and we've seen just a bunch of celebrities kind of experiment with these tools in the music space right now. But I'm telling you, Hollywood is doing it as well. So I think.
But you were in LA recently, right?
I was in LA 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
So what was the kind of thing that people were excited about that dropped out of that event? Oh my
God, it's mental. So Canva acquired Leo the end of last year. Dreamlab is their image gen thing, and that's powered by Leo. But they launched this new era of AI tools on Canva, this scalable assets. It's called assets at scale, where you can just drop your brand guidelines. You can just this is the thing that I want, and it will make 300 plus assets that are this dimension, this dimension, this dimension, in this language, in this audience, with this target audience, bang, 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 bang. It has gone, if you've given it 5 images, it will reshape and resize those different images, just basic, social media strategy, really. And it's unbelievable, and that can be done with the click of a button. They've also done, which I'm super hyped about, is code, is coding with AI, and it's meant to be just at complete ease. I'm sure we have a bunch of entrepreneurs in the room, and previously, when you have an idea and you have a concept for an app or whatever, you would have had to pay 20 to 50 grand to hire a junior dev to hopefully make a little MVP that you can maybe test on LinkedIn and hopefully, whatever. Now, I can be interacting with my own AI, I can make a brand in Leo, make my thing this is what I want, take it into Canva, and it's sick, let me code up the app in the afternoon. Bang, I've got it on LinkedIn, I've got people interacting with it that afternoon. That is unbelievable. And for anyone who's been through startup accelerators, that's the premise. It's just MVP ship. Let's see if it works or not. So just unbelievably exciting time to be alive. And I think I studied 10 years ago, an interaction degree, and literally hacking, doing this code, and to me, that is not the depth. The point is to get to the end outcome, right? And for sure, if you enjoy the process of sitting writing code, for sure, go to town. But if your goal isn't that, and which for a lot of people it isn't, the goal is I need to have a pamphlet so that I can market my small business. I need to have a little app so I can, achieve this greater outcome. That I think is really interesting. So yeah, just depending on what it is that you're trying to achieve, but this next era of human intelligence is just unbelievable that we're alive today, and that these tools are readily available is the other thing. I think Leo is like, I should know this. I think it's like $10 a month. It's like it's really not much to have like a suite which is just like a magic wand. Yeah.
That's today.
That's today.
Right?
Yeah, that's today.
What about? I mean, look into the crystal ball. What does 5 years' time look like?
Yeah. Oh, mental, hey.
We're going to hold you to this.
Yeah, truly. So for me, what I see AI as, it's like, it's putting projector into your brain. And that's I know Musk tried to do it with the chip, in a more of a technical way, but the way I see it is that we will be having a conversation, and I'm telling you what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, like I'm communicating with you. And currently, you're getting like a bit of, you kind of know what I'm telling you. You're piecing it together in your brain, you're kind of seeing it, you kind of get it. I think our level of human communication is going to be intuitive. I'm like, maybe we'll solve world peace. I don't know, Jason, we'll see. But it's this idea that the way that I communicate with you, you will be able to see what I'm talking about. And you'll be able to, because you know my breadth of knowledge, you know my value system, you know what my AI believes, and you know everything. The way that you receive the information will be so much more informative and transformative, is what I believe.
Okay.
Anyway, that's 5 years. Who knows? The world it's a crazy place. Maybe we'll be riding giraffes. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. So you're going to describe something. It's going to appear on my glasses as you're talking about it.
I mean, it's.
Can we take this one back to the wearables team for an idea?
Yeah. I got a lot of ideas, guys. I got a lot of ideas. But to me, it's feasible, and that's what blows my mind. That, and from a tech, today, if we wanted to, let's go make an MVP. But if we're having this conversation, I'm telling you about this movie idea I have for this girl who rides a giraffe, whatever. You're listening to it, and you're literally seeing it in real time, that we can be having this information, and I can be like, no, not like that. No, it has longer hair. And bang, it has longer hair. And the way that we edit on Leo is conversational. So, if I'm generating images and I've generated a scene, for example, I can, with conversational language, say, no, make her hat bigger, or make it sunset. Be like, awesome, that's great. Now I need the next scene to be shot at nighttime. This is natural conversational language, and that is influencing outcomes. To me, that is the gift of what we've done with AI. It's just that we have made it natural language, which is magnificent, because it is that breaking down of barriers. It's meaning that everybody is able to access such a powerful technology. But it's unbelievable that a technology this phenomenal and powerful can be done by anyone, and that should be exciting. And that should be exciting, because AI, when we used it 10 years ago, you literally had to have an IT degree to go and code stuff and then hang out in a GitHub repository. Who wants to do that? So, whereas now, I can be having this conversational interaction and just creating content, which is unbelievable. We work across just every single vertical I can think of, just education onwards. But I did want to make sure that we show you maybe a QR code.
We are going to do
You're
that.
doing it? Oh, good, yeah. You're doing it. Okay, sorry, yeah. But anyway, we've been working, this is our most recent one. We published a trend report earlier this year, and I think for this audience, the trend report is so valuable. This is our most recent one, which is incredibly important for studios and agencies. Something I forgot to mention is that Leo is a collaborative platform, in that, you can have teams. So it's Leonardo for teams. Super helpful if you have a team or a studio or a group of people who are learning AI, but potentially you've got some people who are stronger on the team versus others. Say if we were in a team, I could go and set up a workflow. I can make sure all the models are right. I can get it all set up. And anyone, I could have an intern come in and just press the button remix. And just by remixing, they can go and interact with what I'm already making. So definitely have a download of that, because I think we've got a lot of juicy insights, and I think it will give you just an idea of where we are today. If you understand where we are today, you can start to think where we're going in 6 months. But it is such an inevitable and truly positive technology to work with as a creative and as a creator. I truly encourage you to just have a play and see what you can figure out.
Jessie Hughes, thank you very much. Look, I hope you're all as excited as we are. It's actually your birthday today, so we're going to wish Jessie happy birthday.
Oh my God.
Thank
you.
Happy birthday.
Oh my God,
so happy birthday from all of us here at Meta, and thank you. We're looking forward to the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.